Perhaps everyone won't agree with what I have to say.
What's going on, everybody? It is Mike Rich.
And it's Kiki Rich.
And this is Movie Heads. And today we are reviewing
Halloween.
Scary movie time. Her favorite genre.
It is.
Horror.
It is.
So how did it go?
So the movie went well. This is, I don't even know what numbers.
It's a retcon, basically.
A what?
Retcon.
What's that?
That means they took away every movie except for the first one. So this acts as a direct sequel to the first 1978 whatever movie, Halloween. Which I thought, what you think about that? First of all, them getting rid of the rest of the stories from 2 on up to whatever 1,000.
I'm a little bit torn about it because I am personally a fan of all of them except Season of the Witch and Rob Zombie's Part 2.
Yeah. I didn't like a lot of them. H2O was pretty good. Resurrection, not so much.
I liked all of them. So, so I don't know. I mean, it's not like you can't go back and watch those. So I'm okay with them actually, you know, starting from that point or part 1 and making this part 2.
Right.
40 years later, Michael Myers has been in a insane asylum pretty much. Like, it's not really a jail.
Right.
And he's been there for 40 years. He hasn't said anything in 40 years.
Nothing.
And people are still very intrigued with his story.
Yep.
So there are some
journalists,
who were interested in reviving his story, and they wanted to go and interview him again. He hasn't said anything in 40 years, so they decided to take his mask, and it really awoke the beast. Yeah,
it riled him up, but at the same time, I think what really set it off is when he was they pissed him off. He actually didn't do anything, he just stood there. But with the prisoner transfer that he got for the first time in what, 40 years or something like that, he was able to escape. And you know how Michael is.
Exactly.
That's our movie pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go murk some folks at that point.
Exactly. So if we tell too much more, we're gonna tell the whole
we're gonna
thing.
tell the movie. Yeah. So
where
my expectations were. I had big expectations for this movie, just for the simple fact that I knew that they was retconning the rest of the movies, and they was gonna kind of try to give us a fresh take on what Halloween was gonna be. Like I said, she's more of a fan of the Halloween franchise or just horror movies in general than I am. So
Mike hadn't even seen the first one all the way.
I hadn't even seen the first one from beginning to end, and I just realized that when she was watching it, I said, you know, I don't think I ever seen this whole movie because there was parts at the beginning that I did not remember. I was like, I don't think I ever saw that before. So we watched the first one before we went to the movies and saw the new one, and it was just so outdated. It's hard to look at a movie that old. And,
meanwhile,
you know
he expect for me to watch Star Wars, and it's even.
And I can understand why you can watch, you know, because like the effects are outdated, some of the acting is kind of cheesy. So you watch an older movie nowadays, just like I was telling you, the original Indiana Jones. It's just a lot of stuff I never seen it back in the day. But the first movie, and now I watch it now, and I'm like, man, this junk is corny. Why is everybody swaying by this movie? But like I said, sometimes you gotta. It's nostalgia that make people think movies are so good, and it's make them biased. I think.
I won't necessarily say biased. Like,
I'm just saying, if the first Halloween came out today, there's no way it would have did good.
Right? I mean, I definitely agree. It was definitely
nostalgia biased, is what I'm saying. In other words.
I'll let you go with that because I do agree to a certain degree.
But my expectations pretty much was just like, I think it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to a fresh take on this character. He's creepy, and one thing I can say, I've never been just the biggest fan of horror, but Michael Myers was always my favorite because he was just the creepiest in my opinion because he didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What was your expectations?
Because he was actually a real person just with a mask on, and I think that's what freaks me out the most. I mean, you could say the same thing about Jason because he was a real person, I guess, with a mask on as well, but it was a little bit different. Almost like if you just decided that you were gonna go put on a mask and kill everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's really more freaky to me than the others. You know, because Jason
the fact that it's more relatable. It's like a real. It seems like it could actually happen.
Exactly. So I was really excited about it. Y'all already know I was super excited about it. I've been excited. Like, I even went and found a podcast that was talking about it, so I could be ready for it. That's kind of crazy. I never do stuff like that.
So what'd you think of it? What is your review on the movie?
My review was, so I'm going to say this. I am a big fan, so you may want to take what I have to say as a grain of salt, because I actually did really, I mean, I have to be honest, I'm gonna be biased because I really enjoyed it. I felt like it gave me exactly what I was looking for as far as the shock effect. I was scared, I was anxious, I was all of those. It was super creepy. That is the fanboy or fangirl part of me.
Right.
If I have to be honest about it, by means of, in comparison to other movies that we review,
right,
I have to be honest and say it was a lot of loopholes and gaps and different things. But
plot holes, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely was. The pacing was a little bit fast for me, I guess. You know, like, I think
I didn't get that.
You didn't get fast pacing?
I got awkward shifts as far as pace, but I didn't. It wasn't fast. It was just like weird a little bit, but
I guess it was just, for me, what I meant by fast is like the meat of the movie, the middle part of the movie, from him breaking out to just the randomness of his
crime. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It was just kind of like fast, and
it didn't seem like it was no rhyme or reason for why he was doing what he was doing in this movie.
Exactly. Like
Myers don't really have a rhyme or reason anyway, but I mean they took away some of the main plot points from Halloween 2 on. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And it was just a lot of stuff like that was kind of left unexplained, like why was he
like
killing
with
these
him,
like that?
I guess for me it's like, what is your criteria for killing? Like most serial killers have a type, they have something that they saving from the kill. Right. They're not just like, hey, you in your house, I'm finna go and stab you type thing. You know, because there was a lot of people that, in my opinion, were killed, and it's just kind of like, but why them? You know what I mean? Like
it was people that weren't even in his way, and he just like, oh, let me go kill him.
Exactly. So, but then it was other people that he directly almost confronted, and you went another way. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So for me, that part was like, okay, what are we doing here? Yeah. But then I think it quickly went through that part, which was what I considered fast, and it got back to, okay, now I see your purpose. Right. Nonetheless, that was my experience with the movie. So I wasn't disappointed, but I, you know me, if I had an opportunity or maybe an extra 30 minutes, I think something could have been explained to kind of help me through.
You want more explanation?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining from beginning to end. Definitely creepy. Michael Myers is just creepy, man. Yeah, and they did a good job. Blumhouse, they did this movie, and they always do a good job of making sure these characters are super creepy, and just the silence of him walking around and the way he turns and his body movements and all that stuff, it just make him like, bruh.
And the anger.
He's like, huge too, and he's like overly strong too. Like,
and old. For him to be that old, it's just like,
I mean, he manhandled everybody who he murked. He just grab them and just do whatever he want with them. The thing about it is, I feel like it's still a Michael Myers movie, regardless of what. Like, I think I was expecting this super fresh take on something that was just so different, and something that was just, they stuck to what a Halloween movie was, basically, you know, in my opinion.
Why were you expecting?
I don't know, because it's 2018. I thought they was gonna try to do something slightly different with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing just like out of the box, but just something that just not nothing even out of his characteristics, but just he's pretty much doing the same thing he did in the other movies. You know what I'm saying? Right.
But I mean, I think that if you made him do anything outside of what he did, it wouldn't be a Halloween movie. So
I guess so.
It's just a movie that knew what it was. It gave you a great. To me, it was a great connection from the first one to the second one. Right. You had Jamie Lee Curtis, who was just crazy. She was pretty much. Everybody else thought that she was, but she did an amazing job. She was great in the movie. Or whatever. But to me, I felt like the writing, although in some places it could have been tightened up, I felt like in my mind, it gave me exactly what I thought would have been happening. This if this happened to me today,
it was realistic as far as that point. Here,
I felt like I could feel her. You know what I mean? I mean, like, this really impacted her life in a lot of ways. So, to me, I felt like if they would have went off course or made him do anything different than what he knew, because you got to think, this is somebody who had been in lockup for 40 years. What else does he know?
And I guess that's the fresh take that they really took at it. They made it seem like it was directly from the first movie. They put him in, he was in jail. Yeah. And they actually developed Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode. They developed her character realistically, like what would happen if this happened, if this man came with this mask on and killed all these people, you know, how would you really react, and how would you live over all of these 40 years? What type of person you would be if you experienced something like that?
Right.
I think that was realistic as far as her character goes.
Exactly.
And as far as Michael Myers, I mean, he's Michael Myers. He's gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, and
that's what he was there for. He was there to murder folks.
That's exactly what he did. I wonder how much he get paid for that. He literally don't have no lines.
He just go around and do
but a couple of grunts,
and,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I thought that overall, it was a good movie. It really was.
What's your score?
My score here is going to be a 4. I did not feel like I wasted my time. I really had a great night.
And it's a what?
4. What?
Ticket price validated.
Oh, you threw me off like I was in trouble.
You gotta say R ratings. Don't just. You want to just do number ratings 1 through 5 from now on?
No, because we can't just switch. Ticket price validated
is for her. For me, I give it a great watch on VOD.
Okay.
A number 3 out of 5. Good watch on VOD. And I think if I was more of a horror genre fan, I probably would be like, you know what? I'll go ahead and give it that 4. But it was good.
So last night also was our date night with the Riches.
Yep.
And I think that
it was 6 of us going to see the movie together.
Exactly. And so that, to me, I could probably give it a 5 based on that. Like, let's do it
the
again. Because the experience
out of all,
was absolutely awesome.
They weren't killers. We're still here.
We are. They're still there. They made it home safely.
Yeah.
And they were excited.
And if y'all don't know what it was, we just our giveaway that we gave 2 couples to win a date with us for the giveaway on the channel, and it went well.
It went perfectly well. I definitely feel like we have some new friends. We'll stay in contact.
Yep.
That was it turned out way better than anything that I could have expected.
Yep.
So I was really pleasantly pleased, and based on that, I would definitely do it again.
Right.
I hope.
Great idea, babe. It was her idea.
Thank you. And he gave me a hard time about it, y'all.
I did it first. I did it first.
But it was. But
that's it, though.
It was really, really cool. So, the Kennedys and the Hammocks, thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate y'all.
Them,
thank you for the support.
Eric and Jamie Hammock, they actually drove here from Tennessee.
They did.
And drove back last night just to be able to kick it with us for a couple hours. That was like the most humbling experience ever, like, because it's just
I
like,
believe nobody want to be around us like that.
Yeah.
You know? Just to do it.
Yeah, like it was absolutely cool. So I was really, really excited about it.
We appreciate y'all for coming through, man. That was dope experience. The movie was dope. We had to get a second theater because the first one closed for some reason.
It was weird.
Our digital theater that we love so much with the Dolby sound and all that stuff, we couldn't do it, but hey, it still ended up being cool.
It ended up absolutely perfect, so no regrets. So that's all I got for this movie. I definitely think just because it's my favorite, you guys gotta go check it out.
If you're a fan of Halloween, go see it.
And leave your comments below. It was a plot twist in there, and I want to know other people's opinions about it. Like, was it realistic or did it kind of like, I don't know, how did you feel about it?
It threw me all the way off.
Yeah, it definitely threw me off too, but I can also understand it as well, but would like to engage about that a little bit, so leave your comments below. Comment below if you've seen the movie, all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I got, babe. We out of here. Keep watching, because that's what we're here for. We gone.